Good evening, man. This is the Iron Sharpens Iron podcast. I am Jeremy. I am your host. We're going to start a new segment. Well, I am. It's going to be called On the Way to Work because that's what I'm doing. I'm on my way to work. And I'm just going to talk about, something that's been on my mind. Maybe it'll be scripture. Maybe it'll be, current events. Whatever. Um, Tonight, I'm going to talk about men's ministry and what I've learned over the last, how long has it been? I guess about a year, a little over a year that I've been in men's ministry. Um, I have, I've been a part of I've been a part of three men's ministries, in the last, well, maybe it's a year and a half. Year and a half now. Anyhow, neither here nor there. The things that I've learned. First, it is a very, very well needed thing nowadays. It's been a well needed thing forever, but especially in this day and age where we're so daggum busy. It's such a needed thing to just pump the brakes, for an hour out of the month, an hour every couple of weeks, or an hour, uh, every week, 2 weeks, a month, whatever it is. It's a well needed thing. And uh, I started, a friend of mine at work had suggested that we do a Bible study, him and I. And what he was meaning by that was he and I and our wives get together at each other's house and go through a Bible study, or start going through the Bible or whatever. And I got to thinking on it a week or so after he said that, and I was like, hold up, why don't we do a Bible study here at work, overnight? I work nights. Why don't we do that overnight here at work? Because, that's definitely a place. I work in the blue collar industry. That's definitely a place where we need some Bible study. Bunch of blue collar men. We're a bunch of rough codgers, right? What better place? So the first thing that I'll tell you that I've learned: men are flaky. Now, I'm not calling anybody out because I've been flaky myself, but men are flakes. We jump into something, we're rah rah, and just as soon as that last rah exits our mouth, it's like, whoa, wait, what did I agree to? We are flaky. We are flaky creatures. And the way we set up the men's ministry at work, it was during our lunch break. We get a 30-minute lunch break. So it was like, all right, check it out, guys. We're gonna take our 30-minute lunch break one time a week, and we're gonna go over this Bible study that I'd found. And the particular Bible study that I'd found was called the Titus 10, and it's basically going over 10 principles that were written in the book of Titus. And it is a solid Bible study. But just as quickly as it started, and maybe the first meeting, We probably had we probably had 6 or 7 guys, and boy, that was encouraging. I'm like, man, this is going to be good. And my pastor, who has been pastoring for, oh goodness, I don't want to screw this up, but at least 30 years, and no, it's got to be more than 30, somewhere between 30 and 50 years. Sorry, Brother Bo, if I screwed that up. If I aged you, I know how old you are, but neither here nor there. He gave me some advice. He said, don't get discouraged. Do not get discouraged. And I said, well, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? And he said, men will fall off. He said, they'll come in hot and then they'll fall off just as quickly. And I was like, no, not my guys. My guys are solid. My guys are solid. So week 2, you know, if we had 7 week 1, we probably had 6 week 2. And down to 5, down to maybe 3. Then maybe it'd come back up. It was up and down and up and down. But by week 3, I did exactly what Brother Bo had told me not to do. I got discouraged. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I'm sitting here. I'm all in this, and these guys, they're not. Lesson 2, and this is a big one. This may be the biggest one that I had to learn. Lesson 2 is the man beside you is not on the same level as you are in their walk with Christ. That's tough. That's really tough. Because we want, especially if we're on fire for the Lord, we want and expect as men for the guy next to us to have that same fire, to have that same intensity about whatever it is that we're going through, whether it's going book by book, or maybe it's going through, somebody's book that they wrote, some kind of Bible study, that some pastor or some theologian had wrote. We expect the same intensity as the guys next to we expect the guys next to us to have the same intensity as us. And that is a pipe dream. That is a pipe dream. We are not going to have that same intensity. And it's tough. It's very, very tough, especially if you're putting in the work and you expect that guy next to you, hey, I need you to participate, and nope, you get no participation. It is also very discouraging. Men's ministry is a beautiful thing, but it's very discouraging if you let it. If you let it, you can lose that fire as well. And believe me, we started the men's ministry at work, me and a buddy of mine, and then I brought it to my pastor, expecting him to maybe lead this. I'm like, hey, look, we've got this. I got this book. It's got a video that goes with it every week. It's a 10-week deal. It's got a video that's 8 to 12 minutes. Guy gives a rundown, a good overlay of what that week is over. A little bit of commentary, and then some questions. I said, man, this is good. He was like, good. I said, I think we should do it in church. And he goes, yeah, that'd be a good thing. We're a very small church. Uh, I said, man, I think this could benefit the men in our church. He said, yeah, you're absolutely right. I said, well, here it is. And he said, no, just hold on to that. That's yours. And I was like, well, what do you mean that's mine? He goes, no, you're going to head the men's ministry at our church. And I said, no, I didn't sign up for that. He said, oh, no. You surrendered to the ministry. Here we go. Let's get in it. So same thing, exact same thing. We we got we put the word out, and actually talked to another buddy of mine from work, and he had some of his guys come, and we probably had 15 or 20 guys. Now, mind you, we're a small church. We probably run about 40 on a Sunday. So to have 20 men show up on a Saturday morning, that was encouraging. That was so encouraging. Week 2 comes around, I say week 2. We ended up doing it month for month at the church. And the next month comes around, and my buddy's church, they don't come because they've got their own thing at their church. So I'm relying on the men of our church, and we go down to, I don't know, maybe 8. So I was like, well, that's okay. I kind of expected it, but the same thing happens. We start having men fall off, and we're trying to entice men to come in. Hey, look, we're gonna cook breakfast, and at the beginning of this, a couple of our wives would swap off and do breakfast. So one month mine would do breakfast. One month, brother Sean's would do breakfast, and brother Bo's wife would do breakfast. So we try to entice men to come in. Hey, we're going to have a hearty breakfast. We're going to have a good message. And, but what I didn't think about was Saturdays are hard. That's a hard day for men. Most men work Monday through Friday. They get a Saturday, Sunday off. They got to do all their chores, whatever it is, mow the yard. Maybe it's football season, so maybe their kids are playing football or soccer, baseball, whatever it is. Saturday's not a good day either. And I never thought about that. I never thought, hey, look, we're going to do it Saturday. They'll show up. Men got other priorities. And I'm not saying it's right and I'm not saying it's wrong, but, we only get a couple days off a week. So I understand. So lesson 2, it's discouraging, but don't let it. Do not let it. People deal with anxiety. They deal with, depression and stuff like that. And I used to as well. I used to deal with anxiety really bad. I used to deal with some depression, and I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but it'll all come back full circle. I don't really deal with that. I don't really battle that anymore, and it's nothing I've done. It's nothing I've done. The Lord has broke me from anxiety. He's broke me from the depression. Now I have bouts. just like the next guy, every once in a while, I'll get a little gloomy. But just like the depression, just like the anxiety, the discouragement when it comes to doing a men's ministry, like I said, I dealt with that, and I don't anymore. And the only reason I don't is not because I don't care. It's because I've put it into God's hands. The Lord, if you put it in His hands, whatever it is, let me tell you how much easier life becomes. It feels like, from the outside looking in, it feels like that guy just does not give a crap. And it's not that I don't give a crap. It's that it's not mine. It's not mine to handle. I don't need to handle it. We're called to lay everything at the foot of the cross. And when we do that, I'm telling you, it's, I don't know if anybody, and this is a bad example because it's not a good movie, but how many people listening to this have seen that movie Step Brothers? I'm sure just about everybody has. The two brothers, the two step brothers, they decide they're going to move in to the bedroom together, so they make bunk beds, and they say, "Oh, there's so much room for activities." When you give it all to God, it looks like you don't care. But let me tell you, there's so much room for activity once you don't have that on your plate. Once you take that thing that's been burdening, I can't speak tonight, burdening you. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. The thing that burdens you, you have so much room for activity. And that activity, if you do it right, is interaction with the Lord. Now, I'm not telling you to do what you should do with your time, but for me, it's opened up so much more room to spend time with the Lord, whether in His Word or in prayer. So if you're out there, probably not, because I don't know. I think the only people that listen to this podcast are guys that are in ISI. But if this gets out there to somebody who's not in ISI, and somebody who's thinking on, maybe I need to start a men's group. Let me tell you what. It's one of the most rewarding things I've had the privilege of being a part of. Like I said, we did it at work. And we went through the whole book at work, Titus 10. And we're still going through it. I think we have 2 sessions left at church. And now we have ISI, which we're going through John week for week, chapter by chapter, week for week. It is one of the most rewarding things I've ever got. Had the blessing. It's been a blessing. It's been such a blessing to get to interact with men on a spiritual level. So if you're out there and you're thinking, maybe I should start some kind of men's ministry, do it. And if you're out there and you have a men's ministry and you're thinking, My gosh, these guys won't show up for crap. Nothing I do will bring them in here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The ones who are going to show up are going to show up. And I know that sounds harsh, but the ones who aren't, maybe they'll get back in it. Maybe they'll get back in it. Who knows? Maybe they won't. Um, there's some people. There's some people in life that you got to use kid gloves on, and there's a lot of them you don't have to. And the Lord gives us discernment for a reason. Your guys that you have to kind of baby. And if you have to baby them, baby them. Don't baby them too much. I wouldn't say baby them too much, but if they need that little coaxing, do it. And if they don't, they still won't show up. All you can do is pray for them. That's all you can do. At the end of the day, the Lord's in control, and they'll either be there or they won't. But don't get discouraged, and that's a hard thing to take on, because you feel like, and maybe you don't, but I did. You kind of, I felt kind of like a failure. It was like, am I the guy to do this? Am I the guy to do this? Yes, absolutely. I was the guy to do it. Could somebody better come in and do it? Somebody else come in and do it better than me? 100%. Somebody better could have came in and done it way better. But they didn't. They didn't. So don't get discouraged. And if you are in a men's ministry and you're on fire, and maybe you're not leading it, maybe you're just a part of it. Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged when people don't show up. Like I said, I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but you can only do what you can do. You leave it to the Lord, He'll take care of it. We know that. That's about all I got for tonight. I don't think I looked down at my phone too many times, so that's good. I hope some of y'all are hearing this, that you take something from it and build upon it. There's good men out there. There's very good men out there who need men's ministries. And I couldn't be prouder of the men that are involved in ISI. I hope y'all keep coming back every Sunday. And man, I love you guys, and we'll talk to y'all later. All right.